Well. Welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm Watts2K99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. So the New York Jets face off against the undefeated Minnesota Vikings in London, England this Sunday morning. Minnesota, one of two unbeaten teams remaining in the NFL at 4-0. Minnesota has never lost a game outside of the United States, including preseason games. They've won games in England, Germany, Japan, even Sweden for that matter. So what are the Jets facing? Well, let's break down these matchups. So let's start when the Jets offense has the ball and is going against the Minnesota defense. Well, the Vikings D is coached by Brian Flores, the former Miami Dolphins coach, one of the best in the league. Minnesota is 23rd in yards allowed per game at 349. However, they are only 4th in points allowed per game at 14.8. Now, the issue is they allow a lot of passing yards. They've allowed 1,097 through 4 games. That's the most in the NFL. But the thing with this defense is they are capable of making big plays. They have 10 takeaways. Only Green Bay has more. They have 17 sacks. That's the most in the league. So it goes to show you can give up yards, but it really doesn't matter all that much if you make big plays, if you turn the other team over, if you get a big sack, things like that. Third down stops as well, and Minnesota is very capable of that. Now, one thing with the Vikings, very aggressive defense. They blitz 42% of the time. That's second only to the Denver Broncos, and we know what happened when the Jets faced the Broncos last week. So the Vikings have 2 elite pass rushers. They have Patjones, who has 5 sacks. Only 2 players in the NFL have more. He also has a team-high 6 tackles for a loss. And jonathangreenard, free agent, came over from Houston. He has 4 sacks. Andrew Van Ginkel, the ex-Miami Dolphin, has 3 sacks. He's being used as an offensive linebacker after playing defensive end in the 4-3 with Miami for years. They also have Dallas Turner, their first-round edge rusher, not getting a whole lot of playing time yet. He's sort of in that rookie Will McDonald role where he is sort of a situational pass rusher. And with how these veterans are playing, he's not getting too many chances. Now at linebacker, our old friend blakecashman, a team-high 34 tackles at inside linebacker. They've also got Ivan Pace. He's a very speedy, not to mention chatty linebacker, but he's been limited in recent games with an ankle injury. But their secondary is very opportunistic. 8 interceptions this year. Steph Gilmore, Shaq Griffin, Byron Murphy, a cornerback, Harrison Smith at safety. So you do have some older players in Gilmore, Griffin, and Smith, but I'll give you another name, Josh Metellus. Now, this is a safety who lines up everywhere. He's number 44. He can cover. He can blitz. He's sort of the Swiss Army knife of that defense. Now, I think the Jets, if they're going to move the ball, if they're going to score points, they have to throw the ball. I don't see them running well on this defense because it is very, very good. So we know last week the passing offense was completely out of whack. Can it transform in just 1 week? We will have to see. All right, now let's do what we always do. Let's flip the script. When the Vikings offense has the football and going against the Jets defense, well, the Minnesota offense is 10th in yards per game with 340.8, and they are 4th in points per game, 29 per game. Sam Darnold, that's going to be the big storyline. The ex-Jet is completing almost 69% of his passes, 932 yards, 11 touchdowns. That is the most in the NFL. Only 3 interceptions, a 118.9 quarterback rating, but he also has 4 fumbles, and he still has a tendency to get sacked a lot. Okay, now he was named Offensive Player of the Month for September, so he's doing very well, but he still has a few bugaboos in his game. Aaronjones at running back, super efficient, came over from Green Bay, 64 carries for 321 yards, so that's about 5 a carry. Only 1 touchdown, though. He's also caught 16 passes out of the backfield, so quinnenwilliams will definitely have to pay attention to Jones when he's being used in the passing game. At wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, no secret, just about the best in the league. 4 touchdowns already. And as good as DJ Reed is, and as good as he's played for the Jets, this is really why you drafted Saucegardner as high as you did. I know the Jets don't use him a whole lot to cover the other team's best receiver, but you know what? I think in this game, you're not really going to double Justin Jefferson if you can help it. I think you want the extra safety down in the box to contain the Vikings running game, to contain Aaron Jones and Ty Chandler as well. And Jordan Addison, the other wide receiver. He's back after suffering an ankle injury. Last week, he scored a touchdown and had a team-high 85 yards receiving. At tight end, the Jets will not have to worry about TJ Hawkinson. He's still working his way back from a knee injury. He practiced on Friday for the first time, but he will not play in this game. Now, the offensive line, you've got two very good tackles. Christian Darrisaw at left tackle is excellent. Brian O'Neill at right tackle can run block pretty well. Garrett Bradbury, good center. They do have Ed Ingram at one guard, who has been very prone to giving up pass rushes. So the interior defensive line, I'm looking at you, quinnenwilliams, Ed Ingram is the target. And the issue I have with this pass rush is Will McDonald is really the only consistent pass rusher the Jets have left on the outside right now. But when you play him, you're prone to giving up yards in the run game. So to me, if the Jets are going to contain the Minnesota offense, they have to hit Sam Darnold. They have to turn the Minnesota offense over. Without that, I don't think it's going to work. Now let's get to some other game notes. On that turnover note, I got a stat for you. Under Kevin O'Connell, when Minnesota either ties or leads the turnover margin, they are 21-0. Okay? So they have never lost under Kevin O'Connell when they have not won or tied the turnover bout. And they have trailed for only 3 minutes and 26 seconds through 4 games. And you got to look at this kicking game. Greg Zuerlein he's almost allergic to making a kick right now. And on the other side, Will Reichert, 6 for 6 on field goals, 14 for 14 on extra points. Second straight week, the Jets are facing a kicker who has not missed a kick yet. And in the return game, I would like to see somebody other than Xavier Gibson return kicks. I mean, ever since that return touchdown against Buffalo, what has this guy done? The answer is basically nothing with a capital N. So to use some British terms, this is a game, if you're a Jets fan, to feel a little bit dodgy about. Can the Jets win this game? Yes, they can, but I think they have to do certain things, and they have to do them pretty much perfectly. Hitting Darnold, containing Aaron Jones, and that passing attack has to get on the same page from the word go. And can they contain that blitz? They couldn't do it against Denver, and I think Minnesota has better personnel than the Broncos did. But you know what? Maybe the X factor is London, England. You never know how a team is going to respond in that particular spot, so we'll see what happens. Well, everybody, hope you enjoyed the game. And, hey, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers. We're trying to hit it. Share the channel with a friend, somebody who isn't aware of it. Definitely do that because that really helps as well. And, hey, cheers, mates. And I'll see you right back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.